Follow up your prospects and close more deals.
Take effing action, put it together, and subscribe to Tom Peng's channel on YouTube now. Yeah, I like it. It's crazy.
I have been in the software business for the last 20 years, almost 30 years. And the last 9 years of that, I have been in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And today we have software development teams across multiple companies. I have over 100 software developers, quality testers, engineers working for these companies, building fantastic products in e-commerce, in fintech. But as always, we're always looking for talent. We're always looking for good people to join us. We do most of the recruitments ourselves because I have a software background. I actually started building software when I was 16, 17 years old. And that's where I began my career. So I tend to enjoy recruiting the engineers myself for the most part. And I didn't think I need anyone's help. But there are a lot of recruitment companies in Ho Chi Minh City that they would always contact us, contact our companies, contact me and say, hey, Tom, do you need any help with finding software developers, .NET, Java, whatever. And usually I'm going to say, no, thank you, we're fine, right? However, there's this one company that we do business with. There's one recruiting company that we do business with. I'm not going to mention which name, but the account manager that works with us, let's call him, let's say Chris. Let's call him Chris, all right? I don't know, it was probably about 2 years ago. Chris contacted me, and I can't really remember the exact details, but what I do remember is that Chris would call me often. Even when we don't need any help from his company, I'll be like, Chris, we don't need any help right now, but I'll let you know when we need more help. But Chris would always get back to me. He would call me literally every other day. He will call me like on Monday and Wednesday, on Friday, and next week he will call me on Monday and Wednesday, on Friday. Just religiously, like relentlessly, he would not stop, right? Even if I said, no, we don't need any help right now, he would just keep on calling me back. And he would say, I have this really good Java candidate. Would you like to meet him? Oh, I have this really good .NET candidate. Would you like to meet him? Do you need any help right now? He would constantly call me up and ask me if I need more help. To a point that it was really, really starting to irritate me. It was like, when I see his phone number on my phone, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna answer this guy, right? So sometimes I don't answer his call. But it didn't stop him. He just kept on calling me, until one day our companies were in a crunch because we needed to hire like 20 .NET developers, like that. We need people immediately. And guess who I thought of first? It was Chris. So because he kept contacting me, he kept keeping in touch with me. So when I really, really needed help, he was the person that I remembered. And of course, I think that's how we signed our first contract. That's how we got into a contractual agreement with his recruitment company. And today, Chris and his company probably made about, I'm estimating, they probably made about 2 billion or 3 billion dong in recruitment fees from our companies. Just because he was relentless, just because he would not stop, just because he would never give up. Although I really, really did not appreciate his frequent calls, but his frequent calls actually did pay off for him. And also for us, because once we entered into an agreement, and actually he did help us a lot by finding really good people for our companies. I think this illustrates the importance of following up with your prospect. right? So you're going to call your prospects, and sometimes they're going to say, no, I'm not interested. Sometimes they're going to say, no, I don't have the money right now. Sometimes they're going to say, I need to think about it. Sometimes they're going to say X, Y, Z, right? Put them into your customer relationship management system. Put them into your CRM, right? And remember to follow up. Remember to call them back. If they told you, well, we don't have money right now, but maybe next quarter, you should call them back next quarter. Maybe even a little bit earlier, If they told you, I need to think about it, well, remember to follow up. Maybe next week, call them back and say, well, have you thought about it? Have you thought about it, and have you made a decision? Can I help you more? Can I give you more information? It's the salespeople that actually follow up with their prospects that will get the order, that will get the deal, that will get the contract signed. No deals that I'm aware of is done on the first call ever. Usually it requires 3, 4, 5, and most often 7, 8, 9, 10 calls before a deal is closed. It's like running a 20-kilometer marathon, right? Maybe you started off, maybe you run the first 2 kilometers, and then you gave up. But the prospect will eventually buy from you, but you gave up at the 2-kilometer mark. If you just made a few more calls, you would have had them, and you would have been able to help them. You would have been able to help them solve their problem. But you did not have the tenacity. You did not have the relentlessness to pursue the prospect until the deal is done. Use a CRM system to help you remember which customers need to follow up. Because again, your human brain, your fish brain, cannot possibly remember all the prospects that you talk to, and you don't remember what they said and when you need to get back to them. So make sure you have a system. Best if it's in CRM. If you have nothing, even just put it into a spreadsheet. Put all the information about the customer into that system so that you know what they said and when you need to follow up. When do you need to call them back? It is also important that when you call prospects back, you remember what they said in the past, right? You do not call them back and ask them, well, I remember I have to call you, but what did we talk about last time? You immediately lose the deal right there, because that just shows that you are not professional. You're not a professional salesperson. You're not a professional anything. You have to remember all the details of what the prospect said. So maybe they told you they're interested in one of your product, maybe 2 of your products. Maybe they're interested in one of the product, but they're not willing to buy it until a certain time because they don't have the budget. They have a company vacation coming up in December. Or maybe they told you about their personal life, like, I have to take the kids to the hospital. Or you remember all those details. And you remember them by putting them into a system, a CRM or a spreadsheet. You write them down. So when you call them back, you can follow up where you left off. How are the kids? Are they doing well right now? How was the company trip? Is the budgetary situation better now? Can we consider buying the product? You follow up wherever you left off last time. And this shows your prospect that you are a truly professional. They want to do business with you. It is as simple as that. Always follow up your prospect if you want to close more deals. Don't be a fucktard and take fucking action.